The wisdom that a little black slave boy had that we don't grab. Here's what it is. Friends, do you know who Frederick Douglass is? He became one of the most amazing orators, speakers that has been. He was born a slave. He was born a slave, and he worked in the house. Okay. The master's wife taught him to read, or was teaching him to read, and then the master found out, and there was hell to pay for everyone involved. So here's where the mind of that little black boy who was born a slave, it seemed like there was no way he would ever have anything different in his life, is different than a lot of us who have privilege beyond measure compared to him. Here's what he realized. If they don't want me to know how to read, knowing how to read is powerful, and I'm gonna get me some of that. So he would find scraps of paper that had words and letters, and he would share food that he got from working in the house with the little white kids around so they could teach him how to read. Now let's come back to you. Think about the things, postures, confidence in yourself, knowing different stuff that people just casually discourage you from. Think about the things that you discourage yourself from. Believing that you're powerful, believing that you're loved, believing that your worthiness and purposefulness comes from something other than the people you're looking at. You get to notice where your mind, which has been trained by society, shuts you down, and then just consider, maybe, just maybe, the reason why this has been discouraged in me is because it is powerful. And then look, there are people who are like, well, power, I mean, that kind of power unchecked. Yeah, but how do you learn how to use power, babe? You learn it. You learn. How do you learn? By making mistakes. And that's a powerful thing people do too. They do everything in their power to not look like they don't know. And they do everything in their power to not look like they're making a mistake or failing at it. You know what's powerful about making a mistake and failing? You know what doesn't work. So, Frederick Douglass, get you some of him and realize sometimes we are surrounded by so much. And we think we're imprisoned by everything around us. Nelson Mandela was in prison, and in his time in prison, when it looked like there was no way he was getting out, he ran a campaign. Darling, the part where you only think the things that you see around you right now are what is real, and what is always going to be, is the part where you keep seeing those things, because that's where your belief is. What if your belief is that you are a powerful creator and you get to learn? Like, you don't have to if you live in a group of people and it's all they do everything in their power to keep you bound up, consider yourself in prison. Find yourself the meaning of man. Meaning of man? Viktor Frankl. People have shifted how it is in their mind in situations that it looked like they were going to die there. And we are free people. And we keep ourselves imprisoned in our mind while we are free in our bodies. Find people who were imprisoned in their bodies and got set free in their minds. Friend, you can keep talking with the people who want to keep talking about the victimness of them and keep pointing back to their past and how it's reasonable that they stay this way, or you can do something else. And my heart is huge for you. So much of why we feel imprisoned, it's here. It's because of what we keep telling ourselves. You can keep looking at your situation around you and you can keep telling yourself it will never change. And you're probably right. Because you're not gonna see the opportunity that might be right next to you, because all you can do is keep pointing at what is happening around you. And look, here's something that some people say to me. But Brandy, I've never been whatever. I've never had a father that was a good father. Yeah, but you can imagine what a good father's like. My mother abandoned me. Yeah, but you can imagine what a good mother is like, right? Because you imagine awful things that never happened all day long. You have fantasies of things turning out horribly. And then you share those fantasies with other people like they're the truth. But you don't share your fantasies about how things could be beautiful and glorious and different. Well, it's just not reasonable. I know, because it's so reasonable to keep talking about how things are never going to change and your world's a dumpster fire and you are powerless. No, baby. No. No. And again, I say no. And look, it takes stamina. You don't just decide this and then it's good forever. No. And look, you're going to decide it and you're going to start practicing bringing your mind back to what you know can be. And the world that you live in is going to invite you to come on and jump in your victim suit and hang out with the rest of the victims. And you're going to do it because brains, healthy human brains. And you're going to point to a diagnosis about why you can't keep a level mood. Honey, every single human who was ever powerful and did amazing, powerful things in this world, you're going to find that they weren't the most balanced and emotionally stable people all the time. I have a lot of believers who are like, well, I can't be because I'm bipolar. Honey, have you done a book study on Elijah? Have you even looked at King David? He did bad shit. He fluctuated from, you are the most high God, to, why have you abandoned me and all these people are crushing me and where are you? And that's just the Bible. But look at everybody else. Look at anyone you admire. And if you think all they've ever been was stable, then they're hiding what is true from you. Not hiding, but they just didn't show it. Baby, you are more powerful than you could ever believe. More powerful than you could ever believe. But when what you keep looking at is the reasons why you are not, and the reasons why you cannot, and the reasons why you are scared, so you're just going to keep staying like that, is you being in a situation like Frederick Douglass and deciding that it was much easier to stay safe and not know how to read than it was to realize that the reason why that freaked out people was because it was powerful and you wanted some of that. And you were willing to do what it took to get some. I'm madly in love with you, and I'm telling you, this and the way it's connected to the sensations in your body, those are reasons why we keep ourselves stuck and we keep pointing at our past and the people and the situations around us. I'm madly in love with you. You have no idea how powerful you are, and that you're worthy, and that you're loved, that you are the beloved. You have no idea, and you don't even want to know, because it would take away all your excuses why it's reasonable for you to stay small and not do the thing that is your heart love. And you get to choose it. And you are loved either way. Choose it or don't choose it. All right. So, why is this so big on my heart today? Because this is a conversation I got to have with myself. This isn't me fussing you. This is me reminding us. Sometimes things look on the outside, and it's been looking like on the outside in a way that we do not like it. And this is where our training comes in place. This is where we practice the tools. And honey, honestly, this is where we get stamina. Because if it was always great, there would be no need. But that's not life, baby. True life.